All right, now it's time for a segment that we like to call Elite Entries, where Sean and I dive into the Prize Picks app and compare our projections to the lines to build some entries. We do running backs on this show. We'll do 2 each. Sean, who's your first running back pick for week 7 in your Prize Picks Elite Entry?
So I'm going to kick it off with Michael Carter under 42.5 rushing yards against the Patriots. Now, we've been saying, we do like Carter this week and rest of the season for fantasy, but for me, that's because of his receiving usage. Like I think he's going to step up as the main pass catching back for the Jets going forward, and certainly could be the lead back going forward when it comes to carries. But either way, this is still probably a 3-way committee with Ty Johnson and Tevin Coleman. So I think he does have a lower floor than other running backs with a similar projection. I'm projecting him closer to 36.5 rushing yards here. It's interesting. He's only gone over this number once this year, and it was against the Patriots. So I think they're going to game plan a little bit better against the run here, and I think he goes under. But given his receiving upside, I still do like him for fantasy.
Yeah, the way Zach Wilson's playing, you want to make the Jets pass. Actually, you'd rather play the run. Usually, Belichick is trying to stop the run. Trying to stop the pass, but in this case, Wilson making so many mistakes that I wouldn't be surprised. For my first one, I'm going Alvin Kamara over 76.5 rushing yards. He's been over this in 60% or 3 out of 5 games this season. And over the last 3 games, he's averaging 22 carries per game. Tony Jones Jr., the backup, has been injured. And so that's kind of raising Kamara's floor. I saw they just signed Lamar Miller to the practice squad. So they're really they don't have anything behind Kamara. So I expect him to continue to get this big workload, especially because Saints are coming off a bye here. So there's no reason not to put this game in Alvin Kamara's hands against Seattle Seahawks defense that's just been pretty average against the run this season.
Yeah, I like it. Alvin Kamara, he's kind of turned into a guy that we just expect close to 20 carries a game, and it's his receiving usage that is sporadic, which is new to us when it comes to projecting him. So I like him as a high floor rushing yard play here as well.
All right, who is your second running back prop for week 7?
So, I always love going with the Thursday Night Football prop for my second prop here, and I'm going there. Javonte Williams over 45.5 rushing yards against the Browns this week. He's gone over this in 4 of 6 games this year. One of those unders, he had 45 rushing yards. So he nearly has gone over this 5 of 6 games. And that's despite being in a near even timeshare with Melvin Gordon. Last week, Javonte Williams did see more carries than Melvin Gordon. I think on the short week, they might give Javonte a bigger workload because Melvin Gordon's been dealing with a hip injury. So they might want to kind of ease up with Melvin Gordon here. And I've been saying it, Javonte Williams is a really talented rookie running back. He leads the league in missed tackle rate for all running backs with over 30 carries. So I think he's going to flash his skill set in prime time this week. And this will be the last time we get a prop this low for him.
Yeah, man. Feed Javonte, man. Come on, Vic Fangio. You're losing the season. You started good, and now it's sinking down the drain. So this would be a good time for Javonte. I am going with a favorite on this show, and that's DeAndre Swift under 43.5 rushing yards. This is one of those things where Swift can be active in a lot of ways, and most of those ways tend to come passing. They're a 15.5 point underdog, so it doesn't set up as a game script where Swift should get a lot of running usage. Jamal Williams was dealing with an injury these past couple of weeks, so he could be healthier and get more usage in the run game. Swift has already been under this number in 4 out of 6. His median is 38 yards, and that's where I pretty much have him for this week. So I'd bet this to about 38.5. The Rams are allowing just 83 yards per game to opposing backfield. So they've allowed another about 25 yards per game to quarterbacks running the football, but they've been stingy on the ground, even though they kind of invite the run. And that's just because they're so good on offense that it's hard to keep them in neutral game scripts and where you can run the ball. So don't expect Swift to get over this one. I expect him to go under 43.5 for the 5th time in 7 games.
Yeah, this reminds me of the Michael Carter prop where I still love Swift in fantasy. Obviously, he's a top 10 running back, but it's not due to his rushing yards. I'm projecting him for just under 40. And this should be a blowout. So it's not a game script where, he's going to see many carries. And the only 2 times he's gone over this number were the 2 times the Lions lost by 2 points exactly. A bit of deuces wild going on there, but yeah, this is not one of those games where they're going to lose by just 2 points. So yeah, give me the under here as well.
All right, to recap, Sean going with Michael Carter under 42.5 rushing yards against the Patriots, and Javonte Williams over 45.5 rushing yards against Cleveland. I'm going with Alvin Kamara over 76.5 rushing yards against Seattle, and DeAndre Swift under 43.5 rushing yards against the Rams.